I'm Dana K. White, author of Organizing for the Rest of Us, and welcome to an episode of Random Things I Should Have Decluttered a Really Long Time Ago. I've done a couple of videos lately where I shared some of our moving process. So in one of them, I actually videoed as I was packing up a cabinet, going through a cabinet, and then I realized that took too much effort and time. And so in the next one, I talked through what I had done after actually packing up my closet, and pretty much decided that was too much time as well. So what I'm doing today is sharing random clips of things that I videoed real quickly because I was like, oh yeah, I should talk about that on YouTube. And so I'm going to talk about it today. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how Reed feels about it. This is my new office. It is not set up yet. All I have is the couch and one little desk back there and some heaters because there's no heat in here. And we're having an ice day in Texas as I record this. Okay. Yes, we have ice days instead of snow days. Occasionally a snow day, usually ice days. So the reason I'm sharing these is just because I'm sure some of you, probably not all of you, most of you, have items like this in your house. And there is a tendency when you find these random things to go, why did I keep this for so long? And instead we're just going to say, now I know, and now it's gone. All right, so here we go. So I have mentioned before, I don't know if I've mentioned it on YouTube or not, but I had 3 gravy boats, and I could justify 3 gravy boats, and I had room for 3 gravy boats. But as I started to actually pack them up in boxes to take to my new house, I realized I really shouldn't pack 3 gravy boats. I don't think I need 3 gravy boats. So then I took my 2 least favorite and I compared them one to the other, and I moaned and I groaned and I sighed really heavy. And then I got rid of one of them, and I can't remember which one it is. Sorry, you'll have to guess from that. I also, as I was packing up my kitchen, decided that maybe this, very favorite cutting board that wasn't actually favorite in reality, just in theory, because it had been left on the stove burner more than once and warped and melted. And yet I still kept it because in my mind it was my favorite, but as it was time to put it in the moving box, I realized, oh yeah, I'm not going to move this cutting board that gets on my nerves because it won't lay flat anytime I try to use it. So it went in the trash. When it was time to pack up my cookbooks, I made the container the most logical thing, which was a book box. So I mentioned in another video that I purchased a 3 to 4 bedroom home worth of boxes set from U-Haul. And in that came, I think it was 4, maybe 5 or 6, I'm not sure, book boxes. And the reason that they're smaller is that books are heavy. So logically, you shouldn't put as many in a box because then you won't be able to actually pick it up. Anyway, so I decided, okay, this book box is going to be my container for my cookbooks. And I'm going to put my favorite ones in it first. And then whatever doesn't fit, I'm going to donate. Well, it turns out that I didn't even use up the whole box because just simply the act of saying, is this box worthy? Is this container worthy? Just pulling it off the shelf and going to put it in this space that I know is going to be limited at some point, even if it's not full yet. Somehow that reveals what's really important to me and what's not. And I don't use a ton of cookbooks, but I purposely kept the ones that had a lot of sentimental value, like the book that I found that was really hard to find. I don't know, maybe they still have it other places, but it's Thai Cooking in American Kitchens. And I bought that when I lived in Thailand thinking I was going to, cook a lot of things from it. I haven't cooked a lot from it. Maybe one thing ever. But it's very sentimental to me and it fits in the book box, and so I could keep it. But there were plenty of other ones that I realized, oh, wait, I have tried maybe 2 things from this cookbook, didn't even really like them, never wanted to eat those things again. All right, those things can go away. So it's not about the container being full and then making a decision. It's just simply the act of knowing that that this item is going into a limited space that at some point will be full, just reveals whether or not it's container worthy. Shockingly amazing how it works for my brain. All right, and then I found a couple of completely insane things. Here's a little video where I wasn't wearing a mic, but explaining things I found while decluttering. This is the whole pack of spots and udders from years ago. I mean, like my kids were prepubescent. And they are now 15, 18, and almost 20. Anyway, from a Chick-fil-A Dress Like a Cow Day. I might have used these twice. I'm moving. I'm going to throw them away. It's time. Yeah. So I actually had planned, I just have to have a little aside here. I had planned on saying, see, that's what I looked like when I was packing up. And that's why, I didn't make major videos, except that I'm in my new office. I don't have a mirror out here yet. And I didn't bring any makeup with me. And I wanted to get this video done. So I'm pretty sure I look exactly right now like I did in that video. And then there were aspirational things. Found several aspirational things, and the time of those aspirations has passed me. I missed the window of time that I had to actually fulfill those aspirations. Oh well. Things like this. I didn't know I had shrinky dinks. Would never have gone looking for them. I'm gonna donate them so somebody is excited to find them, and hopefully we'll actually use them right away. We'll see. Well, we won't see. I'll never know. I'll just have to trust. And this tote pattern. I have a friend who made an amazing business making these totes, and she spoke to a group of us one time and brought out this really, really cool pattern. And I think I even bought the fabric. I think I decluttered that fabric a really long time ago, but I kept the design because I thought someday, and I realized, you know what? I can let this go, and if I decide to make a tote, she'll probably help me out, or I could just order one from her. Even better. And then there was my paint drawer. So here's a little video of me explaining how I made decisions about the paint using the container concept. Amazing how it's so much easier than I think it's going to be when I just embrace the realities of the space that I have. So for the paint, here's my plan. I got 2 Ziploc bags because the box that I have has some room left in it. I really don't want to put paint bottles in there because I'm afraid it's going to get all gross and, spill on things. So yes, I know that I have paint. I go looking for it when I need it, but I don't need all those things of paint. So I'm going to put my favorite ones in here first, into these first. And if that fits in the box, they get to stay. If anything does, if 2 of these full things don't fit in the box, I have to keep taking stuff out until it does. Okay. One bag did it. One bag. Okay. Just kind of went through. It was super easy. I was just picking out my favorites. And by doing that, I found several that were dried up and gross. So anyway, I'm going to go through, and if it's like a pretty full bottle, I'll donate it. But if it's mostly empty or possibly dried up, it's going to go in the trash. Then I got to the photos. Whew, photos. Photos, right? I used a small box. Okay, it wasn't tiny, but it was what they designate as the small sized box. And I said, this is going to be my photo thing. Did not say that I'm not going to keep any photos that don't fit in here, but I'm going to try to get it down to this box because just having a space that is my limit just helps to reveal things. So this was the box, and this is the cabinet. I want to say brown cabinet. I don't know why, but this is the cabinet where we kept all our photos. Like that's where we knew if you have a photo that comes in, you put it in that brown cabinet. But since I was putting it into this box and I want to keep as many photos as I can, I was like, well, I'm going to get rid of anything that happens to be in here that's not actually photos. Well, here's the stack. Here's the pile of just non-actual photo stuff that was taking up space in my photo container. Getting rid of that, sure, I should have gotten rid of it all a long time ago, but look at the impact that it makes just to get rid of the stuff that isn't actually photos. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm the only person in the world who had stuff like that mixed in with actual photos, but I'm probably not the only one. It takes up so much less space when I get those out of there. And then finally, this one really chapped my hide and stuck in my craw, whatever a craw is, I don't know. But when we did our last run from our house, our old house, pulling stuff out of the attic, I saw that there were boxes of things in the attic that I did not remember at all, including this box full of old cheerleading uniforms. We talked last week about my letter jacket. These cheerleading uniforms are from the 1980s, y'all. And somehow I had them in a box up there. Most likely because I thought that I would give them to my daughter to play with when she was young. Well, she's not young anymore. I mean, she's young, but you know what I mean. And that passed me by, that opportunity. She didn't care. So I just donated the whole box. Just sent the box itself away. Somebody else can use it as a costume. I don't know, but I was so irritated that that stuff was in there. And of course, I just pitched the, the handout of chance, sideline chance. Didn't even read back through them. Didn't even experience the memories. It was just purely irritated. Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed, I guess, maybe, this random stuff that I should have gotten rid of a really long time ago. You know what? It's better to laugh than cry, right? Like, we're not going to get all, oh, I can't believe I didn't get rid of that a long time ago. Even though I feel that way, what good does it do me to do that? I'm just going to get rid of it as I go through and be like, okay, well, I'm glad now I'm at a place where I can see that I don't need Shrinky Dinks or cougar print socks from the 1989 football season or cow udders. I don't need them, okay? And I'm just going to embrace and be happy that that's where I am now and that I don't need to hold on to this stuff anymore. So, and every time I do that, then it makes other things in the future look different to me too. So, hope you're having fun decluttering this week. I would love to hear in the comments some of the crazy things that you have found while you decluttered. That maybe you thought, why in the world did I not get rid of this sooner? Okay. All right. I will talk to y'all next week.